Welcome back. And right before we left, we was getting on to the John Cena and Batista match, and something that was weird that Flipsyde caught during the pay-per-view live, but we couldn't rewatch it until this morning.
Right.
And go ahead and tell them.
And before, like I said, we left you with a little teaser. Right when John Cena hit Batista with the FU, I'm going to call it the FU because was the original name, but I guess due to PG ratings, they had to call it the attitude adjustment. But he hit him with it outside the ring on the announcer's table. And you can actually hear, and it's not a fan, you can hear like a stage person or something telling Batista when to get up. So if you actually go back and watch it, you can hear him saying it.
I got something better for that. I'm going to give you that footage.
We're going to give it to him.
We're going to give you that footage. I'm going to enhance the audio so they can hear the footage live for yourself. So,
hope you don't get in trouble for that, but we're going to try to sneak it out to you.
We're going to try to get it to you. You know, we know about all these copyrights and stuff like that, but we're going to try to get it to you. And you know what? In the video, it's going to be airing right now.
Welcome back to After the Bell. I mean, you guys saw the footage. I mean, you tell us if you think it was a fan. You can leave a comment, whatever. If you think it was a fan, you think it was Michael Cole talking in a different voice, or Matt Stryker with
it was somebody.
It was somebody saying it.
What was he saying? Get up.
We all heard that. And okay, now let's go ahead and wrap the match up. John Cena wins by duct taping Batista's legs.
Right.
Batista, I guess he doesn't work on his legs. He only works on his upper body, so he couldn't break the tape.
I don't know. I seen him touching the tape. I think he could have, go ahead and unwrapped it. But honestly, I like what you said earlier when we was rewatching the pay-per-view. This is something that's different from what was happening before. So I can say, okay, I'm happy with the end of the match because it is something different.
Exactly. I actually enjoyed the match, and it's a shame if Batista leaves because this is the most I've liked Batista since he's been in WWE.
Man, if like I said, we're done with the pay-per-view. Let's go straight to Raw, and then check this out. I'm going to tell you right now. Now we're talking about Raw. Batista. Man, dude, I loved your persona yesterday.
Right.
I loved the amount of, the anger you was giving yesterday.
Right.
I hope you don't leave if you can stick to that same anger.
It looks like he was really upset. It didn't even look like he was acting.
Right. It looked like he was genuinely embarrassed.
Right. And he might be mad because he's not acting in a new movie. That might be what it is, what he's upset about, and he's just using that.
He might be mad because his ex-buddy Triple H took his role.
Right, because his new friend, Sheamus, it's his new friend and not Batista anymore.
That's right.
That could be exactly what it is.
He's pushing his new friend, Sheamus, but he's not pushing Batista.
Right, because he took his movie role. Okay, we get to Raw.
Right.
Which happened on this past Monday. We had the big draft, the annual draft that they always do every year.
They kind of
this year wasn't that good to me.
Well, not only that, but they switched it up. They switched it up to, let's do it like this. Whoever SmackDown versus Raw match, the winner of that match gets a draw for the brand.
Right.
But here's the fact.
I think they started that last year too.
They might have. But check this out. You know who's going to win that match compared to who won the last draws beforehand. Exactly. So when we got to the 10-man double brand battle royal,
we knew Raw
because they had no pits. They had no pits before that.
But I am happy who they let win, which we'll get into that. But I am glad who they let actually win because they look like he's going to get a push.
So let's get to the very first match, okay? The unified tag team titles because of the night before the pay-per-view. The Hart Dynasty won the match, so they get a shot at the titles. And I can tell you what, I actually liked the match.
It was a very, very good match. Very good match. I am happy that they are pushing the Hart Dynasty. I enjoyed the way they performed last night. And I really enjoyed them having Bret Hart out there with them because it adds to making them a great team.
I think it makes them. I think the fact that you could not have the Hart Dynasty without a true heart helping them out. Because
a true heart that everybody knows and respects.
Exactly. Because if you look at the kid, he's not really a Heart, but he was trained by the Heart.
The last graduate.
And what was the guy that you said that didn't work out as the Heart?
It was supposed to be Teddy Hart.
Teddy Hart.
Teddy Hart was supposed to be in the original, but of course, due to his attitude problem, which I really like Teddy Hart. He's really, really good. I remember watching him on Wrestling Society X, which used to be on MTV, and this guy, he was doing crazy moves, but they, of course, they lived off doing that over the top stuff where they would have pyro blowing up on wrestlers and stuff like that. It was just too over the top, so they had to get rid of them, and they wasn't getting the ratings that neither one was getting them, so they killed that. But apparently he had like an attitude problem with everybody in every place he's been. So they ended up booting him out of the FCW when he was down there, and they ended up bringing in Tyson Kidd.
So at the end of the match, we have brand new unified tag team champions.
And it's a true tag team.
True tag team. And you know what? I am happy. I am finally happy that they have a true tag team as champions. Mm-hmm. But I only hope that WWE can figure out some way to split those titles up. Put the champions on Raw, put the champions on SmackDown, have 2 different tag titles. You know, make it true tag team wrestling again.
They're probably not going to be able to do that until they get some more tag teams up there, though.
That's true.
So, okay, now we go to the first match that allowed the draft to take place for the draft.
Right.
Which was the women's. It was Maurice and Eve Torres versus, who were they going against? Layla and Michelle McCool. That's who it was.
And winners.
Of course, the winners were Michelle McCool.
And Layla.
And Layla. And that was because they had to give SmackDown the first draft pick. And who did they get?
Well, they got Kelly.
Kelly, another diva. She came out and Michelle McCool and Layla were teasing her, telling her to jump in the ring. And of course she wasn't going to go in there because she's not a true wrestler either.
Right.
She's just a diva.
Right.
Okay, it was pretty much a boring match. That's why we're not talking that much about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can tell what matches are good and not because we're really emphasizing them. Evan Bourne versus CM Punk. And you know what?
The driver for Raw.
You know what? We have coined the phrase Evan Bourne. Man, you're doing bad this week. You're pulling an Evan Bourne. You know, because Evan Bourne has so much talent. I mean, he'll do moves.
Too small.
He you know what? He reminds me of the size of a Chris Jericho without the muscles.
Or the talk.
Or the talk. Just the moves.
Just the move. Or the look. Yeah.
Yeah, just the moves.
Just the moves of a Chris Jericho.
So he's an Evan Bourne. He just has moves. He has no look, no style. I mean, he has a little style, but he has nothing else but moves and technique.
And they got a great phrase for him with the airborne thing where they can sell a lot of shirts, but that's all they have for him with the airplane. Of course, he loses. He's definitely not going to be CM Punk.
Right. But I mean, you can't say that he loses, righteously because, here comes the man in the hood. He comes out from the ring, jumping. Is it Joey Marker? Is it somebody else? We'll find out with the upcoming weeks.
He's probably going to find out at the pay-per-view.
Right. So the draft pick. Guess what? Who gets the draft pick? SmackDown,
and of course it's the Big Show. People are trying to see him on Raw anyway. He's been on both shows. I thought he was actually a SmackDown superstar. He's over there so much.
Well, actually, The Miz and the Big Show were actually SmackDown wrestlers that won the titles, and then they went back and forth.
They went back and forth because they wanted The Miz on Raw because he can talk.
Right, and I'll tell you what. Like I said before, I think Miz is a great talent. Right. I think Miz has great opportunities in the future.
Yeah, SmackDown gets the Big Show, and I guess Raw keeps The Miz.
And then so now we have a 10-man. Double brand Battle Royal, which includes MVP, Mark Henry, Yoshitatsu, Santino Marella, and Ted DiBiase versus Kane, Rey Mysterio, Shad, Drew McIntyre, and R-Truth.
Now, you knew, as soon as you saw who won the first 2 draft picks, you knew who was going to win the match.
We knew
that.
How can SmackDown come up 5 wrestlers?
We knew that was going to
happen.
There's
no way. We automatically knew. And in the Battle Royal, I mean, they cut to commercials through halfway through it, of course. And when you come back, some guys are already gone that quick and stuff like that. But the guy who won, which was Ted DiBiase. Oh no! My guy won.
Santino.
Yeah, he was the last man in the ring. How can you say you're a guy Ted DiBiase when both of us were standing in the ring? Santino and Ted DiBiase. Why did they only announce Ted DiBiase?
Because Santino was hiding the entire.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Like somebody always does in a battle royal nowadays.
Did Edge used to do that? Your buddy Edge used to do that? Yeah, but Santino, my guy
Santino is at this point. Santino is just an actor.
He's a comedian.
He comes in at the end of the match doing the whole little trumpet thing that he does. And
I love Santino.
He gets laid out with Dream Street, and I mean they're giving Ted DiBiase a push right now. And when we come back, we're gonna go more into depth on the Raw. Then we're gonna probably touch on the TNA, and let everybody know. But that'll be after the break. He had to go somewhere.
Yeah.
He was out of there on Raw. He was gone.
He needs to go to SmackDown because in SmackDown, more people get pushes over there. It gives him a chance to really, come up.
I mean.